Then we have writing styles. We want to write concisely, if at all possible. And I always say my shorter decisions are always the ones that I've got the most time to write, because you usually start out longer than you need to be, and then you work on cutting it down. We're all also under time constraints, so a lot of the time, so it's going to be difficult to constantly be writing and rewriting decisions, but it is a good practice to try to make your decision as short as you can. So your second draft should be shorter than your first draft, which should be shorter than your third draft, you know? Or sorry, the third draft should be shorter than the second draft. As I already said, you want to use the active voice in the decision. You want to use things like headings, indexes, graphs, bullets, and things like that to simplify and make the decision more readable. And you can do that in a number of ways. You can even summarize evidence by bullet points sometimes. If you set out your issues by 1, 2, 3, and then you divide them up that way, that works well. If you're going to be summarizing witnesses' evidence by witness, then you can divide that up by just putting the name of the witness before you summarize what they said. So that there's all kinds of little techniques like that that you can use to make a decision more readable and have it flow nicely. And that can also help you with making sure you hit all those elements that we talked about earlier that you want to have in a decision. You want to use common words and minimal insider language. It's always interesting to come to a hearing and have people start talking and you have no idea what they're saying, because they're talking in acronyms and they have insider ways of describing different things and so on. So when you come to your writing, because it's not just going to be those insiders who are going to be reading your decisions, you want to make sure that you use as common language as possible. That also involves things like defining what the acronym is that you're going to use. So the first time that you use it, explaining what it means. You can avoid acronyms if at all possible as well. So instead of saying CRA for Canada Revenue Agency, you could say the agency, right? And you wouldn't have to be using an acronym. Sometimes they work and don't affect the readability of the decision too badly. You want to try to avoid really long quotations if you're able to paraphrase or state a proposition in a different way. You don't want to use a whole bunch of flowery language or unnecessary adjectives. You know, he was clearly wrong. You can just say he was wrong, and that's good enough.